What's up guys, and you join me, Justin, and in this video I will be driving a few of the new Mercedes E-Class models. So let's start with this one, the E200. Alrighty, for those of you that are eagle-eyed viewers, you'll notice that this is the E200 Coupe, and I must say it is a rather good looking machine. I really like what Mercedes-Benz has done with the updated styling. There's a new grille, there's new bumpers, new headlights. The rear has new bumpers as well, and LED tail lights. Not much has changed on the rear, and I also think not much needed to change on the rear. Sitting here inside the car, well, I must say, out of all of the new Mercedes-Benz products that are coming out, it is the E-Class that really catches my attention when it comes to the interior. I think this is the nicest interior, especially this one. The way it flows, and this has got this like ash wood grain trim over here. It's so good to touch, and it kind of blends this whole modern yet classic style here in the interior. It's really nice. Something that I really like is that here in the 4 air vents are LED lights, and if you start adjusting the temperature, the lights change. So if you make it warmer, they go red. If you make it cool, they go blue. There's a little touchpad thingy over here which can be used to control the infotainment system. However, you can just use your natural styluses and swipe across and do things like activate the seat kinetics and all that kind of stuff. It's really nice and so roomy in here, especially with this panoramic sunroof. But it becomes even more roomier when you lower all 4 windows. So very old school classic style Mercedes-Benz, where you can lower the windows down, even the rears. So you get this really open space. When you open the roof here, it's just extra space, and it just feels so elegant. Right, that's in Sport Plus mode, and there's a little exhaust note there, a little burble coming from the rear. It's quite interesting. However, I have been spending most of my time in comfort mode, and I'll tell you why. You see, powering the E200 is a 2-litre 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. It develops around 145 kilowatts and 320 newton meters of torque. However, there is a mild hybrid system with EQ boost, and if you factor in the Pythagoras theorem, carry the one, it's 155 kilowatts that you get. And when you couple it with this really quick, really smooth 9-speed gearbox, it's actually quite nimble, and it's actually quite sporty. However, I do feel that the car is better suited for comfort driving. So I'm going to pop it back into comfort now that I'm on the highway. I'm going to set all the active cruise controls and lane keep assists and steering assists and whatever, so that I can just sit back, relax, and enjoy the car while chaos ensues around me. So yeah, really nice car, very comfortable. I really like the way it looks. I don't like the wheels, but you can obviously change that. But let's say you wanted something with a bit more headroom, you know. Let's see what that's like. So what's great about the E-Class is it comes in convertible as well. So yeah, it's coupe, it's convertible, and it's sedan. This is the E300 Cabriolet, and it is a wonderful vehicle, especially when you drop the roof. Now it's powered by a fairly boosted 2-liter 4-cylinder engine, which develops 190 kilowatts and 370 newton meters of torque. It's not the most eager of engines out there, but it's definitely adequate for cruising around with the top down on a beautiful day. Not in Joburg, however. I would rather have this somewhere where there's an ocean, maybe a mountain pass, so Cape Town for example. But it's a lovely thing. Now let's get back to the action. Right, so the E300 Cabriolet is a very nice car. It's elegant, it's easy, it's comfortable. But if you want something with a little bit more drama, a little bit more thrill, then you've got this, the E53 AMG. So let's just get straight into it. Looks wise, form does follow function here. You see you've got aggressive sporty bumpers for a reason, that allows more air into the engine to cool the radiators, because there's performance here. You also get 4 tailpipes at the rear, which kind of allude to this car's performance credentials. However, they are fake. Behind the bumper are just 2 tailpipes or exhaust outlets or whatever, and then those 4 silver ones that you see now, they are actually connected to the bumper. They don't follow through all the way. It's cheating, but it looks good, so, and it sounds good, so I don't really care. Okay, here on the inside, very similar affair to the other 2 cars that we've seen, especially because this is a hardtop coupe. You can kind of compare it a lot more to the E200 coupe that I drove in the beginning of the video. Interior is very much the same, except you get a lot of carbon fiber. There's carbon fiber here on the center console, carbon fiber here on the doors, beautiful Burmester sound system, heated seats, they're all electric, it's super comfortable, big panoramic sunroof. But I think the biggest change on this particular car here is the new steering wheel. So we've got this kind of like 4-tier vibe steering wheel going on here. Lovely steering wheel, small, flat bottom, nice thickness, easy to grip, easy to play with. And then there's dials. So you have a dial on the right hand side and a dial on the left hand side. So the dial on the right hand side you use to adjust your driving modes. You can change between comfort, sport, sport plus, or race. You also have the option on the left hand side to adjust various aspects of your vehicle setup. So you can change the gearbox settings between auto and manual. You can change suspension, and you can activate the exhaust, which is a must have with this car all the time, because it makes a glorious sound. Oh, okay. Performance comes courtesy of a straight 6 3-liter engine. Produces 320 kilowatts and 520 newton meters of torque. However, there is a 48 volt mild hybrid system which adds a further 16 kilowatts and 250 newton meters of torque. Not all the time, just in certain areas, mostly for pulling away or when you flat-footed down the road like I just did. Yeah, anyways, I love this car, and I love it more than the 63. You can exploit the power here a bit better than you can in a 63, you know, like 63s are great. That engine just dominates every aspect of your experience behind the wheel, whereas this, the engine is potent enough so you can actually enjoy the drive. Think of it this way, the 63's performance and fun is on the top shelf. This isn't. This is arm's length away. You can easily reach the performance and you can enjoy it. It's a really quick car, it's really potent, its in-gear acceleration is commendable. And thanks to the 4MATIC all-wheel drive system, you've got extra grip. The system is also the 4MATIC Plus, so it sends power to whichever wheels need it the most. I've been throwing this thing around and it has stuck to the road for a car like this. And then the other thing too is you can, I'm in race mode right now, and look at that, it's changing gears relatively quickly. It's not holding on to gears. There's a little hint of the exhaust coming out the back to remind me that there's something here, but then the moment you need it, and you get that overrun, that machine gun fire. But what if I don't want machine gun fire coming from the rear of my car? What if I don't want the speed and this noise and all this carbon fiber, and I don't want to look like I'm trying to race people all the time? What if I want something more focused on comfort? Maybe something with more space, maybe something a bit more economical. What if I wanted an E-Class that's also a diesel? Alrighty, now this is what I'm talking about. So I do like the E53 very much, but I also like this a little bit more. It's the Mercedes E220d, and the D stands for diesel. It's a 2-litre inline 4 turbocharged diesel, although it says 220 on the back. I mean, the previous car said 53 on the back, and that's a 3-litre, so whatever. Anyways, what you need to know is that this fine example of a diesel engine develops 143 kilowatts and 400 newton meters of torque. Now, it is not going to set your pants on fire. It's nowhere near fast. It's just really, really nice. I had it in sport mode once over my time with the vehicle, once, and I did it to see what it was like. I was like, oh, whatever, and I've been pottering around in comfort mode, and it is sublime. Here on the inside there are some differences. The keen-eyed viewer will notice that the air vents are different. They're not the visual spectacle as on the coupes, they're more simple, more normal, and I think they look quite nice. But what I love the most about this particular car is the interior color combination. I am a sucker for this peanut butter caramel brown tan leather interior, and it works so well with this black dashboard, with this nice big silver aluminium like insert, with the gloss black here on the center console. There's even stitching which matches the seat color here on the doors, here on the dash. And then you set the ambient lighting to purple, and I think it just adds such a nice touch. Driving this car around, the 9-speed gearbox does its thing. You use these touch sensitive buttons here on the new steering wheel to set your cruise control, as well as the active lane and active steering and active everything, and you can sit back and waft along. Now you'll notice you don't even have to touch the steering wheel. The car maintains itself within lane. It follows the vehicle in front of me, so I can sit back and relax and take in the tranquility offered by the E-Class. Now, out of all of them that I have driven, starting from the E200 Coupe, the E300 Cabriolet, the brilliant E53, and this, it is this one that I would pick out of the bunch. Now, I do love that 53. It is a hoot to drive. The sound is just phenomenal. The acceleration is so impressive. But at the end of the day, an E-Class is this. It's a luxury vehicle. It's there so when you get into it after a long day, it just cocoons you and makes you forget about the problems out there and these people driving like maniacs. Anyways, it just does what it's supposed to do, and it does it so well, and it's comfortable and it's quiet and it's extremely light on fuel. I'm averaging 6.8 liters per 100 in an executive sedan. Anyways, guys, which is your favorite between the E200, the E300, the 53, or this, the E220d? Now, I must admit, I did get to experience the E63, and I will release that video at a later stage, and that is on a completely different planet to any of these on offer. I'd still take this though. This is such a good, it's such a good E-Class. Yeah, it's such a good E-Class. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching and for joining me in this elaborate look into the Mercedes E-Class range. Yeah, it took me literally one day to film all of these. I mean, I'm wearing the same jacket driving all the cars, so I really hope you noticed that, because it was all done in the same day. It wasn't done over a month. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and read more about my thoughts on Instagram or on my Facebook page, and I'll see you soon. Bye.